Hi, this is Mo Cameras from MHNK Associates. This is the third of a series of 4 videos where we're looking at the 4 steps that can be taken to review and include the data historian as part of your performance improvement plans. High quality data and the high availability of that data will play a significant role of increasing asset uptimes and making better operational decisions. The first 2 steps focus on identifying the areas for improvement by reviewing the current health of the historian and engaging with a wider stakeholder audience. The last 2 steps focus on the planning and implementation aspects. Just as a quick recap, the first step was a data historian audit or health check. This allows us to understand the current operational state of the historian and identify areas for improvement. The second step is the internal assessment of your operational activities. This enables us to fully understand the consumers of the real-time historian data and to get their input. The third step is the creation of a roadmap, or also known as an implementation plan for delivering the data historian improvements. The output of the first 2 steps will have produced a detailed list of remedial actions and improvements resulting from the health check and the feedback from the user community. When implemented, these actions will resolve any security or operational flaws that were identified. The challenge is thus prioritising these actions and having a coordinated action plan. To keep things simple, having a high, medium and low priority category will be sufficient. The high priority items will be items that address safety, data security and key operational issues. The high priority items may also contain actions that will improve data quality, resolve missing data and the elimination of duplicated data. Some of these will also be in the medium priority category dependent upon their criticality and importance. With regards to duplicated data, having a single source of the truth is paramount in data management, so this is a high priority action. Lower priority actions are more aspirational actions that will further improve data management and operational efficiency. These are still important but less critical in relation to achieving the current operational and safety objectives. The roadmap itself is essentially a timeline that also details key business and system events that will influence or place dependencies on when to implement these actions. These could be instances where there are events such as maintenance activities or plant shutdowns which will influence timings or periods of time that may be best to implement certain changes. The roadmap is made up of 2 parts. The first part is a document that details the issues, resolutions and timings for when the changes will be made for each action. Accompanying the document will be a graphical form of the roadmap which visually shows the plan. This visual plan is an effective way of sharing the roadmap with a wider audience, and it also shows key milestones or events alongside the plan changes. The document contains the detail from which the visual plan is created. Once both parts of the roadmap are completed, it should be reviewed by the key stakeholder groups. This is important to get their feedback and ensure that it's complete. The roadmap will be subject to change and is a living document that needs to have an owner and needs to be maintained. So as a summary, the creation of an implementation roadmap is an effective way of detailing and managing your changes and improvements. It should be shared with your historian and wider stakeholders so they're aware and where required are involved in the forthcoming changes, such as validating the changes made. For some users, it will provide them with an awareness of key data or workflow changes that will improve their productivity or the automation of manual processes. Thank you for watching and do keep sharing your thoughts. In the next video, we'll look at the final step of the data historian review, which is the implementation of the review actions and how best to go about this activity.